You want playoff action? The SportsDesk has it for you. The South Boys soccer team got the Pioneer League crown and are now aiming for the top of Division 4. The Lady Spartans look to conquer what haunts them from last season when they didn't go all the way. On the hardwood, the North Boys host the team that took them out of last year's playoffs. Does Le Havre do it again? And the West girls basketball team goes against all preseason odds with Chase and Taki and crew charging into the quarterfinals. There's a whole lot more on this edition of the Sports Desk, so get fired up because it starts right now. Hello and welcome to the CIF Crazed edition of the Sports Desk. We'll definitely get to basketball, but let's start with soccer first. The South Boys soccer team took the Pioneer League crown with a 7-0-3 record. In the first round of the CIF play, the Spartans looked to take Hawthorne, a team they beat by only 1 goal in December. I'm about to take you through a fast and furious game filled with highlights and a hat trick brought to you by Senior, who's just getting ready for the postseason. In the 15th minute of the South versus Hawthorne playoff game, Matt Mitchell is fouled in the box, setting up Connor Archambault's score in the top right corner for the first goal for South. Archambault's free kick seems to be meant directly for Steven Ortiz's foot as he gets it in past Hawthorne's goalie. It's the 21st minute. South is up 2-0. And senior forward Connor Archambault's going for a hat trick. And junior Josh Finnell is looking to help him. Wins the ball, taps it to Archambault, he gets it past the goalie, and South is up 3-0 in the first half, giving their fans something to cheer about. A minute left in the first half, Chase Walker fires this ball, Archambault finds it with his head, completing his hat trick and a 4-0 lead. Second half, South attacking down the line, Ryosuke Inaba heads it in for a 5-0 lead for South. Midway through the second half, Richie Lee is going to show his fancy footwork and juking skills, scoring the 6th and final goal for South. Poor Hawthorne goalie's just down and out. South's scoring spree gets them to the second round of the playoffs for the first time since the 2008 season. Mr. Hat-trick Connor Archambault gets a congratulatory hug from girls star Tina Yegiayan. It's got to feel good to be Archambault knowing how many smiles he put on the fans and his teammates' faces.
The effort from my team, if it wasn't for them, none of this would be happening right now. So I thank my entire team for it.
The Spartans wouldn't have gotten so many scoring opportunities if it wasn't for the stout play of their defense.
The key to our attack is always defending, actually, team defending and winning balls in good spots. And when we do that and we find a rhythm, we can really move the ball around well and create stuff.
The Spartans will continue to fine-tune their play on both sides of the ball with the hope of going all the way in this postseason. So Archambault's hat trick was followed on the stat board by Steven Ortiz, Richie Lee, and Ryosuke Inaba. The 6-0 win over Hawthorne should give them confidence since Hawthorne is a solid team, and the Spartans will take on Saddleback in the second round. Saddleback was their league champion, and South's firepower needs to keep on coming. Good luck to the Spartans. Moving along to the second-place Pioneer League team, the North Saxons. These players are no stranger to the postseason, having posted one of the most successful runs in the last several years, and they beat LaSalle 1-0. They will host Oak Hills in the second round. With a third-place finish in the Bay League, West looked to make a solid showing in the playoffs, but they fell in the first round in Division 1 to Elisa Niguel. Another third-place team from the Del Rey League, the Knights won in the wildcard game, setting them up for a first-round game with a goal by Jose Medeiros, but that would mean playing a top seed like Claremont. The final score of round 1 was a 3-0 loss. The Ladies Spartans soccer teams are no strangers to the postseason. Co-champions of the Pioneer League this season with the Tartars, these players are hungry to make another go all the way to the final game. Let's take a quick look at these highlights from round 1 against Immaculate Heart. The South girls pregame meeting gets them ready for the first game against Immaculate Heart. Midfielder Haley Stewart comes into the game and we'll let her take you through her next offensive move.
I came in and I got the ball and I took it line and I crossed it to Tina, and Tina got it in for us, and it was 1-1.
Stewart decided she wanted to score a goal herself. We'll let her take us through this play, too.
Amanda Whittle, she crossed the ball, splitting two players, and I came in and I took it to the goalie and I scored to make it 2-1. It felt really good.
It's the second half. Score is tied at 2. Amanda Whittle on the corner kick. She's going to arch it all the way into the air for a beautiful kick. Noelle Lai will fight and win for this ball. Gets it right past the goalie for the go-ahead goal. Score 3-2. South on the offensive attack again. Noelle Lai will find the ball, scoring her second goal of the game. They go up 4-2, and they move to the second round of the playoffs. South's 4-0 win over Immaculate Heart sets them up for a second round game at Santa Monica. Samo took third place in the Ocean League. Good luck, ladies. The Lady Tartars tried but couldn't pull off a win against Malibu, who just had a few more shots on the goal, and all you need is one, and they got it. The Tartars were co-champions of the Pioneer League, so that's something to remember for this season. The West Warriors' regular season wasn't as successful as they'd hoped, but they made a postseason appearance. Their valiant effort for a tie against Bishop Corona brought them to a penalty shootout where they lost 2-1. And that is all the prep soccer we've got for you. After the break, we go to the hardwood at West High, so stick around.
Peace Corps is a life-defining leadership experience. Volunteers live, learn, and work with a community overseas for 27 months, providing grassroots assistance.
Peace Corps is special because volunteers get to work firsthand with community members. We build personal relationships. We are in the homes, we are in the community centers, we are in the organizations. We are just amongst the people, making decisions with them, interacting with them on a daily basis.
After the 2 years of serving the Peace Corps, I feel like I have brought something to the table. Looking back and seeing what I have given, I can honestly say that I've received 10 times as much back.
Explore how the Peace Corps can fit into your future. Be a volunteer.
Watch the full PSA at a screen near you. Visit peacecorps.gov/be.
Welcome back. The West girls basketball team snagged the Bay League title with only one loss and entered this playoff season at 22-5. For the first round, they hosted Pasadena, and new SportsDesk reporter John Lewis passes us the action.
The Lady Warriors are looking to have success beyond their 24-5 regular season record. First off for West in round 1 of CIF play is Pasadena. The Pasadena Bulldogs would come out starting strong. Here, Essence Jones would pass it off to freshman Nairee Jukadarian, who hits the 3 from the corner. West would respond quickly, though, as Nicole Nataki dishes it off to number 44, Sydney Chase, for the 3-pointer, and Chase would continue with a hot hand for much of the night. Here, Chase is dealt the quick pass, this time from Kristen Kiem, and Sydney delivers from outside the arc. Less than a minute later, Sydney was at it again. Let wide open, she takes the pass from Nataki and buries another 3-pointer. With under a minute left in the first, Nicole Nataki would show off her skills on both sides of the ball with a nice steal and a pretty layup to follow through. Pasadena would remain in it and would only be down 11-8 after the first due to turnovers. Coach Mike Caparasso would talk to his team about making adjustments.
We absolutely talked about first half, 10 of Pasadena's 18 points were from the free throw line, so that was definitely a point of emphasis. We had to switch into a zone. We turned to practice aggressive, and I think that was carrying over. We didn't adjust well to the referees at all.
The Bulldogs came into this matchup with only a 6-girl rotation, and the versatility of West really started to make its mark in the second corner. Shown here, for the Lady Warriors, Kalani Brasseros takes a steal and then gets rewarded for a play with a pass from Nataki and an open 3. That's when Sydney Chase and West Torrance really took over. A wide open 3 from Chase here, plus the uncontested 3 from Sydney a mere 20 seconds later. And then, are you kidding me? Chase lights it up from the corner with her 6th 3-point shot of the night to give West a commanded 38-18 lead at halftime. After the game, Sydney said she was surprised to keep getting open looks.
Yeah, very. It was like their coach kept yelling to get out on her, but they still left me open.
The third quarter would start out sloppy for both squads, but the Lady Warriors would maintain focus and go back to team basketball. Here you see some nice passing from West, and eventually gets into the hands of number 25, Chantaline Trudeau, for the put-in. A couple threes late in the third from Nicole Nataki, including this deep one, would put West Torrance up 52-22 after 3 quarters, where all they had to do was show up for the fourth. And show up for the fourth they did. Kalani Brasseros has pitched the inside pass from number 23, Aaron Olson, and she puts it up for 2. Give the Bulldogs credit for having heart through a full fourth quarters. Their 6-girl rotation showed a lot of character and some skill. Here, number 2, Dariel Johnson continues to press as she steps back for the 3. But West Torrance would wrap it up with a field goal from May Yamamoto and go on to win 64-30.
It really helped that everyone was pushing the ball and we had really good transition. Sydney was knocking down a bunch of threes and they got out of their zone, so that opened up a lot of opportunities for the rest of us.
The Lady Warriors continued their impressive season tonight with a rout over Pasadena here at West Torrance High. The well-balanced play of West Torrance plus a hot hand of Sydney Chase proved to be too much for Pasadena, who was limited to a 6-girl rotation. West Torrance will look to continue their strong play into the round 2 of the CIF. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm John Lewis.
Thanks, John. Welcome to the crew. While West Torrance won convincingly over Pasadena, the roster's showing improvement with each game. Sydney Chase dished up 18 and Nicole Nataki was on point too with 15 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Shantae Trudeau, Megan Rutherford take turns on making the team complete. West competed in the second round with a big 79-52 win over Carter. They continue to the quarterfinals against Esperanza, who came in 4th in the Century lead. And good luck to the ladies. The Torrance Tartars blanked Santiago in the first round 64-38, bringing them to a second round where they had to compete against Kennedy. Kristen Mejia scored 17 points. Kayla Yonemoto had 12, and Faith Matsuda all led the Tartars in this 49-46 win. They will play 3rd seed Arroyo Grande in the quarterfinals. South was in the first round with an impressive win over an at-large team in Hacienda. And the second round game against Gar, South's 34-22 deficit at halftime killed any momentum, and they fell 65-44. And the Saxons are just picking back up their offensive moxie with the first round win over Savannah. Patricia Makatuga led the Lady Saxons with 9 points and 8 boards in the game. North plays Rigetti in round 2, who tied for the 3rd place in their league. And the Ladies Knights started strong with a big win over Notre Dame Academy in the first round. And it was a heartbreak and an overtime loss to Jay Sarah in the second round, stopping their postseason play. Let's move along to boys. The West boys basketball team finished the regular season record at 3rd place in the Bay League. If you remember, people didn't place them as a playoff contender. Well, they are here and they're ready to compete, and David Gascon brings us the story.
There's nothing like postseason play, and for West, it was finally a chance to start the real season. I got a chance to speak with Coach Nataki moments before the tip-off, and he elaborated on some of the concerns he had. Injury concerns, the flu bug that was going around, and it looked like it showed in the first half. Sam Cohen led the way for Santa Barbara as he had 13 points in this contest against the Warriors. But for the Dons, they also had some sharp shooting from the outside. In the first half, they were electric, hitting 5 bombs from 3-point range that raced them out to an early 8-point lead. So it looked like Coach Nataki's pregame concerns were clearly justified. His team was slow and lethargic, and it showed on the defensive end. If the Warriors were going to avoid a shocking upset here on their home court after losing only once during the regular season, they'd have to do it coming from behind as it trailed by 4.
They caught us kind of off guard because they were shooting pretty decent and the big guys were really versatile. We started working on our defense and they were getting a lot of backdoors, so we started playing solid and gambling less, which really helped us out.
And that's when Jamin Lackey stepped up. He says, "Get out of my house right here." And off this Santa Barbara miss, notice Lackey grabbing the rebound, and at the bottom of the screen, he's going to run the full length of the court, getting rewarded with a nice up and under layup to get the Warriors off and running here in the second half. In order to win this game, Coach Nataki says Jamin has to play big for us. And Jamin played big. Right here, he gets this nice alley-oop pass and sends it home. He pushes the lead for the Warriors up to 11 points. Lackey set the pace for the Warriors here in the second half, and after this deep range 3 from the corner, Fidel Herrera will ice the game as the Warriors lead was down to 2 until this 3 put them up by 5. Free throws came into play late in the game, but the Warriors held on for a 69-61 victory.
Basically told us we were sucking. Defensively and offensively, we needed to pick it up all around. He felt like we were a much better team, and we needed to play like it. Don't play down to our competition.
Yeah, they came out shooting the ball lights out, got a lot of nice backdoor cuts, and we just had to make a few adjustments. I think we were really anxious and nervous and just really excited to make plays and in front of their home crowd. But once I think our nerves settled in the second half, we were able to get back to what we normally do defensively. And then offensively, we were doing pretty good because they don't know our personnel, and so guys were getting open and knocking down shots, getting in rhythm. So it was good. But mainly I think it was our defense in the second half that really stifled them and got this game for us.
Well, the Warriors escaped, and they were led by Jamin Lackey, who had 23 points and 16 rebounds against Santa Barbara in the 69-61 victory.
Thanks, Dave. And the West boys basketball team has a strong showing in that first round. It was led by Jamin Lackey, who was impressive with his double-double and had 2 blocks to the side. And the Warriors' unfortunate demise to Arroyo Grande in the 55-37 squashed their playoff dreams. It was an excellent way to prove their talent, though, this season by getting to the second round. Coming up after the break, the Bishop Montgomery boys basketball team plays in the Super Division, and we'll see what player came to play in round 1.
What disables more children than Down syndrome, spina bifida, or fetal alcohol syndrome? It's a birth defect virus called cytomegalovirus, or CMV. CMV attacks 1 in 150 babies born in the U.S. 1 in 5 of those babies will suffer lifelong disability. Get the facts. Learn how to protect your unborn child. Visit cmvfoundation.org.
Bishop Montgomery came into the first round of the playoffs as a heavy favorite since they were the number 3 seed out of it's been dubbed the Super Division. That's Division 4 AA. Templeton came to town to take on Bimani at home. Patrick Alog brings us the highlights.
The Knights were looking for their 6th straight CIF first-round victory as they began their journey toward a 6th CIF title as they played against Templeton. Let's see how the Knights did. On the Eagles' first possession, Lamont Murray Jr. gets the block as defense was big time for the Knights this evening. Later on, Templeton turns the ball over, picked up by Stefan Jovanovic to Justin Bibbins to Larry Taylor III with a nice pass to Lamont Murray Jr. for the first basket of the game. And then Murray comes up big again, Jovanovic with the miss, but the tip from the junior. But the Knights were still a little ragged as they got the miss there, and Templeton brings it out, almost loses the ball, but the ball eventually goes over to Andy Gerritsen for the jam, and it's 13-10 Bimani. But sophomore Justin Bibbins restores order with not 1 but 2 3-pointers in a row, as it's a 20-10 lead for the Knights, and that's how the first quarter ended. In the second quarter, the Knights defense really stepped up, leading to easy baskets such as this one from Isaiah Turner. And then Justin Bibbins with a little pickpocket action gets the steal from Templeton, misses the basket, but right behind him was Lamont Murray Jr. It's 24-10 Bimani. In the next possession afterwards, Larry Taylor III with the steal as he passes it over to Lamont Murray Jr. for the jam. It's 26-10 Knights. Later on, Justin Bibbins gets the steal, and with this layup, opens up a 20-point lead for Bimani. Late second quarter, Larry Taylor III hands it over to Lamont Murray Jr. with the silky 3 as the Knights ended the half on a 29-2 run. It was more Bimani dominance in the third quarter. Jovanovic with the miss, put back from Leon Jacobs. Last seconds, third quarter, Justin Bibbins with the miss, but Brett Miller with the tip as Bimani went into the fourth quarter up by 36. And in the fourth, Leon Jacobs puts the finishing touches on this one as Bimani beats Templeton by 40 in the first round. Lamont Murray Jr. talked about the team's slow start and improvement afterwards.
So we came out kind of lackadaisical. It was a slow game at first, but we started to push the tempo in the second quarter. And so we felt that after we did that, we started getting our lead, and the game was done by then.
Coach Mitchell talked about what they still need to improve upon.
To play 4 quarters instead of just 1.5, that would be a good thing. And we've been playing at a pretty good level, so we just wanted to try to put 4 quarters together and be consistent.
Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Patrick Alog.
And the Knights always have different players contributing, and their bench is what really makes a difference for this team. Lamont Murray Jr., Justin Bibbins, and Larry Taylor III were the leaders in this win over Templeton. They played Crespi in the quarterfinals after a second-round win against Morningside. And the Saxons boys basketball team took the Pioneer League championship with only one loss in the regular season. The players on this roster won the championship at their freshman level and JV level, so you know they're ready for a playoff run. The best thing about this team is there's no star player, but an every player mentality. Their first round opponent, La Habra, took them out of the playoffs last season, so these Saxons are in a fight to take a win. Let's take a look at the highlights. North's Jordan Shum from the corner drains the first 3 points of the game. La Habra on the attack. JT Heath has another idea, steals the ball, dribbles down the court, passes to a diving Jordan Shum, who knocks it over to Eddie Lee for the easy lay-in and 2 points. La Habra's Brett Bartoloni fights off double coverage, knocks a pass over to David Desitoff for 2 points. North is up 13-11. Second quarter, North is up 21-18. Senior Brandon Wong widens that gap by 6 points. La Habra's tied the score at 26. Brandon Wong is not a big fan of that. And the hot-handed player drains another deep three. North's got fouling problems, keeping La Habra in this game. 30% of La Habra's first half points were from the free throw line. Devontae Jenkins wants in on that three-pointer party. He shoots for three, makes it 31-28 North. We jump to the third quarter. La Habra manages 2 offensive rebounds for the 2 points. It's late in the third quarter. La Habra's in the lead. Andrew Mia is going to try for a layup, but passes it back out to Wong for his third three-pointer of the night. Eddie Lee with the ball. A few jukes later, shoots it in for 2 points. Eddie Lee with the ball. Dribbles and jukes his way in, shoots and scores for 2 points. North has the offensive momentum. Ken Flippin is going to finish his 17 points of the night with this three-pointer. North will win the game with a 73-67 win, shooting them into the second round in Division II AA, giving their fans something to cheer about. Saxon's scoring was led by Eddie Lee with 23 points. He also added 8 rebounds. Ken Flippin, Brandon Wong, and Devontae Jenkins all showed up big for North, and North will play Don Lugo in the second round game. South continues to impress and improve in this postseason in a huge win over Buena Park. The second round game was just as good with a 68-44 final score. Kenichi Hackman dished up 22 points and Jabron Sawani had 18 in the game against Los Altos. The Spartans will host third-seeded La Cañada for the quarterfinal round. We'll bring you those highlights next week. And the Tartars are still coming on strong with a first-round win against Rosemead, leading them to round 2 against Agora. Shane Smith, Brandon Gardner, and Austin Mitsunuga all scored in the double digits for the win over Agora, and the Tartars will play at West Valley in the Decision 3 AA quarterfinals. And good luck to all the teams who are still in the CIF playoff hunt. We hope that we're covering you for the next month all the way to the state tournaments. But now is the time for you to let us know something we don't. Here's how you can get in touch with us at the Sports Desk. Call us at 618-5762. Email us at thesportsdesk@torranceca.gov. All of our shows are online on our website, and all the shows from 2010 and 11 and, of course, 2012 are on YouTube. That's all we have today. I'd like to put a big shout out there to the CitiCABLE 3 photographers. You've really gone the extra mile, and we appreciate it. So until next time, Torrance, play hard.